Hello everyone. I have brought forth a story I named Bonds Thicker Than Blood from a series I hold dear. And while this is my fourth work, this is my first work to make it to YouTube as an audiobook. What you are going to listen to is the music version where instrumental songs, mostly VGM, will play in the background along with subtitles. If you wish to listen without the music for a more relaxing experience, there will be a link in the description for a musicless version. And if you would rather read it at your own pace, you can read the entirety of Bonds Thicker Than Blood at Javier the Great at AO3. Link will also be in the description, as well as the music used in the video. Without further ado, I hope you enjoy. Chapter 2. She reaches the top of the stairs with beads of sweat on her face and heavy breaths as she approaches the throne. As she expected, the king has a familiar face of disappointment, one of which she has known for several years. "Seems much hasn't changed since I last saw you," the old king said, leaning forward in his chair with an old advisor of great status standing firm by his side. "Please forgive me. I swear it was an accident. I had no intention on skipping out of this meeting," she begged, finally reaching the center and kneeling down, staring down at the red, pristine carpet. He shakes his head. "No bother. I've already accounted for this, as I doubt you'd magically mature once you turn 16. Anyway, now you're here. So let's discuss why you're here." As the king arises from his throne, he stands with his hands behind him, straightening his back. While still keeping her head down, she scrolls her eyes, realizing the several guards at the edges of the room. Their posture, just like the king, is powerful as they remain like statues with their spears by their side. She takes a moment to remember her mother's burning words about getting an early rest, yet all that heat in this moment is pelting into her dusty tunic as the guard's eyes pierce her like the searing sun. "As you know, you are now the age to take hold of your destiny and follow in your father's footsteps." He looks down at his feet with a sigh. "Ortega was a great hero, and his sacrifice will not go in vain, but unfortunately the Archfiend still lives." She shoots up, regarding his position as her words lash out. "Are you serious? My father's death meant nothing?" A guard steps towards her to silence her tone. However, the king halts his advance with a wave of his arm. "Only if he regains his full might. But you have the means to stop it. You have your father's blood." "And how do I stop him? Tell me everything I need to know." "First, you must understand this is confidential information. This cannot reach public ears." She nods to his request, and he takes a seat back onto his comfy throne. The Archfiend is named Baramos, and his lair resides hidden at the base of the volcano on the western continent, a land holding monsters of unholy power that now have scattered across the world. The land has been sealed off for centuries by Baramos, and no one has found a way to enter, not until Queen Pimiko of Japan discovered a path decades ago. Unfortunately, I cannot tell you much more, as it's their country's secret. Your mission now is to leave this island, our last safe haven, and find the Queen on the mainland. She will provide you with more crucial information." He snaps his fingers, and a guard from the back of the audience chamber darts in with a small wooden chest. He hands over the box to her and returns to his post. "This is all I can aid you with now. Forgive me, and please be safe on your journey. Utaru, daughter of Ortega." At the end of the castle drawbridge, a young martial artist awaits. Now he decides to show up, Otaru thought, recognizing her brother by his unique appearance compared to the people of Alihan. The young man has a long ponytail with a midnight black color similar to hers and no other hair on his face. It's hard to tell from the distance she stands from, still at the front gate of the castle, but as she steps on the loud planks, he appears to be covered in grime. "Hey, Hotaru," he shouted, waving his arm like a madman. And he is supposed to be the older one, Hotaru thought to herself, slightly frustrated by his simplistic joy as she finally reached him. "What's got you so worked up, Osamu?" "Oh, nothing. I just wanted to see what my little sis was up to." His smile is overly cheery, as if to taunt her as he circles her. "You knew I was supposed to be up," she confronted, keeping her eyes on him. "Potentially. And you just let this happen?" "It wasn't my intention. I was finishing up my daily workout routine." She scans his green gi to find stains of dirt and fresh mud, though from the wear and tear, it appears more like old rags a prisoner would wear. As a matter of fact, it also has a faint scent of dung. Our neighbor only has one horse. Her head tilts as she remembers playing within the stacks of hay with her friends late into the night. You couldn't have possibly been shoveling for that long. He shrugs. Our neighbor had one horse. Today the place looks like it had been struck by a tornado. I think I get your point, she interrupted, groaning at the disgusting thought. Despite the horror story, his goofy smile still remains. So what did the king say? She responds by plugging her nose with her fingers. I will tell you after you wash up. But first, where are Aziza and Fadir? I thought they would be with you. He points across the sparkling moat to a small chapel with a bed of colorful flowers surrounding it. Fadir is there, and honestly I don't know where Aziza is. Then how about you go wash up and find her, and I will get Fadir, Hotaru orders as she leaves him at the bridge. You got it, sis, he obnoxiously blurted, following up by taking a sniff of his ghee and recoiling from the nasty smell. The wooden church doors creak open, letting in the warm light. The smell of candle wax fills the air and the silence is peaceful, as the only sounds to accompany it are the birds outside and Hotaru's footsteps as she steps in. At the front of the chapel, by the marble statue of a beautiful woman, is a single man kneeling down before it with his hands clasped together. Seeing him at peace has a slight grin spreading across her face. She steps past the clean pews, careful not to disrupt him. Halfway across, and a deep breath emits from him, a usual sign he is finished. Isamu told me you would be here, Fadir, but it would be more shocking for you to be anywhere else, Hotaru said to grab his attention. Though it appears he's deep in thought or possibly asleep, he rises from his knees to face her. His complexion is pale like his priest's coat, and his long flowing hair is a deep brown like chocolate. He looks at her with a gentle smile, his brown eyes revealing an innocence and his quiet, shy voice echoing throughout the building. Forgive me for not being at the drawbridge. I simply wish to give a final prayer to our goddess before we set out. You have nothing to worry about. We are still getting prepared. But have you seen Aziza around? She said she wanted to gather a few things before we left. It seems that she has been planning on this for nearly a week. It wouldn't be Aziza if she wasn't. It's still hard to believe the day has finally come, Hotaru jests, with Fadir laughing with her. Anyway, I will leave you be and look for her. Hold a moment, Fadir interrupts. Let me join you. He walks over to the podium to grab an old oak staff leaning against it. Despite the staff's age, Hotaru knows the power it wields and unfortunately the damage it can deal when playing with it some years ago. He holds it close to his body, guarding it like a family keepsake. You can stay here until we leave. I know how much this chapel means to you. No, I insist, he said as he reached her side. It's true I'm going to miss this place. I practically see it as home. But I know the goddess will always be by my side, guiding my path forward. You sure have changed when you first got here. You couldn't even attend sleepovers with the rest of us without worrying about the fall of night. Scared that ghosts would wander the town streets. And I see your teasing you share with Isamu is the same as I remember. Plus, I was a mere child. Things with time are bound to change. She snorts and shakes her head. Alright, but don't come running back home at the first sight of danger. We will need your healing magic to keep us in top shape. Out at the center of town square, where the small town is bustling with people, children are loudly playing in the bright grass, adults are gathering and gossiping of the latest news, and along with the warm, cozy sun, fresh baked bread fills the air as the vendors sell today's goods. I'm gonna miss this town, Fadir said as they scoped out all the beautiful and nostalgic sights. Hotaru soon joined in on the trip through memory lane. From the thick shrubs they would hide in during childish games to the wide range of fields they would pretend different scenarios, and finally the various festivals they'd partook in. It grants her a warm feeling, yet a sorrow shadows her thoughts as her father likely felt the same way. You know it's not like we're being exiled. We can come back whenever we wish, a voice shouted from across the square. They both look ahead to see Isamu holding an opaque red bag over his shoulder with a smaller silver-haired woman with a youthful face and a tattered cloak and thick leather boots by his side. Thankfully, that dirty gunk on his clothes is gone, and with his confident smile and without warning, he slams the bag onto the ground. It quakes the surrounding area to where it's a surprise the stone paving below didn't crack. He opens the bag, sifting through several items as if it was a lottery ball machine. I got weapons, armor, food, More food? Did you buy things we could all use? Hotaru questioned with a sigh. With a soft tone, the woman by his side answers for him. You needn't worry. I accompanied him on his shopping spree. Thank the goddess we have you, Aziza. Hotaru responded with a breath of relief. Isamu finally finishes listing off his bag of wonders and lifts it back over his shoulder. I think we're all set. So now can you tell the class what the king said? He finishes his comment by taking a quick glance at Aziza, and then another one with widened eyes. It's a bit of a tale that I will explain on the way, but in short, we need to reach the main continent. Any idea how to do that, sis? Hotaru reveals to the group the wooden box she got earlier. The king said this would help. And what are we waiting for? Open it, Isamu shouted, and Hotaru opened the box with ease. Everyone takes a peek inside, nearly butting heads. It's just a map, Aziza said, pulling it out and unrolling it. The neat paper is a simple map of the world with no points of interest or landmarks. There's not even towns marked onto it. Other than that, the box is completely empty. Hotaru drops the box to the floor. Thanks, King. I knew you had my back. Tell me about it. Isamu followed up. Well, why don't we head over to Reeve? Fadir suggested, looking over at Aziza's shoulder at the blank map. At the moment, our goal is to get to the main continent, so maybe they will know what to do. I agree, Aziza said, all while the two siblings are still sulking over the empty box. Why do I have a feeling this is going to be more difficult than I thought? Hotaru asked herself, tossing the useless box into a nearby trash bin.